as I'm in the workshop making videos, I thought I would cover another topic, also based on a unfortunate experience last week. It's weird how we go from one year to the next with no issues, and then suddenly in the space of 10 days we've got two problems to deal with. So this is going to cover what happens if you send your irons to me and forget to include the paperwork, and it will also cover last week's problem, was what will happen if I send you irons to purchase, for scrap. So first of all, this pair of irons came in last week. They are 4.2s. I have repaired them, but there is no paperwork whatsoever. Now, interestingly, this pair arrived with no Royal Mail label on there. Normally, if that sort of thing happens, they would just get returned to the customer, which of course they couldn't do because there's no return details. They haven't attempted to charge me because I wouldn't have accepted that. So they've arrived. I've no idea whose they are. I've repaired them. They've gone back in the box, and they literally get put to one side, with me hoping at some point the customer will think, what's happened to my GHDs? Ring me, and what I normally do is get them to describe the packaging, what irons they sent in. Obviously, normally there's a label, and there'll be a number on there that they'll have a receipt for, and we can match up that with the label on here. In this case, I'm hoping they ring up and say, well, it was a bit of cardboard box with some handwritten details on there. So that's what will happen there, and they will literally just sit on the side until the customer contacts me. Now, what happened last week? A customer sent in some irons for me to buy. It was last Monday, I'm pretty certain. I had two packages arrive with irons. One had 2 in, one had 1 in, and one of them, the single irons, did not have any paperwork in there. So the two I took out, paid, put to one side. The other single one, now normally I would just leave that in its box and put it to one side, same story as this, and just wait for the customer to contact me. Unfortunately this time, I don't know why I did it, but I took the irons out, left them on the side with others, and because the box was fairly big, I chucked it out. It went out into the recycling. I thought nothing more of it. I was expecting the customer to contact me, and about 4 days later I had an email saying, I posted my irons for you to buy, I've not heard anything, and here's my name. And I said, well, I'm sorry, I don't know, I've got no records, I haven't paid anyone in your name, I've got no record of you, when did you send them, when did they arrive? I'd completely forgotten about that single pair that were sat on the side here with some other irons. If I'd left them in the box, wouldn't have been an issue. Anyway, customer sent me the tracking number and proof of delivery, and I thought, this is just really weird. Still didn't remember about the single pair on the Monday, and had the bins out in the workshop, and thought, well, I'll have to go and have the recycling bin out, which I did. Eventually I found a broken up box with the customer's tracking number on it. I emailed the customer straight back and said, I found the box, I've put them on the side, mixed them up with some others, completely forgotten about them, and paid the guys £20 immediately, and then was horrified later on. I don't know, it was the same day or following day, suddenly noticed a negative 1-star review. No, actually that's a lie, it was a 2-star review on Trustpilot, and I thought, what the hell's gone on here? And the guy is basically describing how I was trying to obtain goods by deception, by pretending I hadn't received the irons, and was just denying it and not paying people. Obviously I took umbrage at that. That's not how it was phrased, but that was the implication, which I did not find very amusing. So I sent an email back to him, saying, well, hang on a second, you didn't include any paperwork, so I couldn't pay you. You then contacted me, and within the space of an hour, I've tracked down the box that had been thrown out, and I've paid you. And yet you're accusing me of trying to obtain scrap GHDs without paying for them. And he also ended up by saying, I can't recommend this company if you're selling GHDs, and I certainly won't be using them again. After contacting him to discuss it and just explain, my point of view and what had happened, and this is what happens if you don't put paperwork in, he removed the negative review for us, and it was all ended amicably. But again, this is what happens. Nobody's fault. I'm sure he didn't mean to forget to put the paperwork in, but that's how it will be handled if you forget the paperwork. And often people do forget to put the paperwork in, and then will email me. After they've just posted it and they found the paperwork at home, they'll just email me and say, "I'm really sorry, I've sent these off. Keep an eye out for them. I've forgotten the paperwork." And they can give me the number off the label or whatever. And the day after, I can think, "Oh yeah, I've spoken to them. The label matches up, and we're all okay." But so if you ever send anything in and you don't hear from me within a day or two, or receive payment for irons you're selling within a day or two, because I pay the same day. I don't have the space in the workshop to have things lying around, so they will get paid immediately, and they'll go into a box ready for a weekend when I've got a bit more time to strip them for spares. So contact me immediately if you have not heard within a day or 2 days tops. Same with the repairs. I try and get all the repairs done the same day they arrive. Unfortunately, the Royal Mail often turn up in the morning at 11, and then they come at 4 o'clock to collect all of the day's repairs and spares orders. Now, if I've got 20, I cannot get them all done between 11 and 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So others will be done the same day, but we will be posted the following day, and that's the best I can do with the way the Royal Mail works these days. So again, if you haven't had your irons back in a few days, then contact me. Just send me an email. I can confirm whether they've been received. I can look up whether they've actually been delivered to me, or something they're still out in the system. If you give me your tracking number, you can look it up yourself. Not a problem, whatever you think. But don't leave it days and days. There's no need. Just contact us. So yeah, that's it.